There you are. It's the day you first tried Marvel Rivals. The game is taking the world by storm, and you're at the center of it, playing as one of your favorite superheroes. You're in the middle of an intense fight when you hear it. The long, drawn-out cry of the voice line over the terrifying visuals and very blatant red exclamation point lets you know something devastating is about to happen. You run, you hide, you try to fight back, but it's inevitable. Pure chaos. And that would be the last time you'd ever see that ult get a kill. Okay, obviously that's a bit of an exaggeration. Even today, the ult still gets a kill here and there. But my word is it non-threatening. Listen, I played Scarlette Witch occasionally on my grind to Celestial, but around there, and even especially by the time I was in Eternity, playing Witch really feels like a hindrance. And while her low HP, short-range damage, low overall damage, and clunky tiny CC are all already bad enough, the absolute number one thing holding her back is probably that her ultimate is so trash that it's a liability half the time. I genuinely question what on earth was going through the devs' minds when they made it. Actually, a much more fun and introspective way of looking at things would be looking at reality erasure through the eyes of a new player. While my memory can be trash sometimes, I absolutely 100% remember my general thought process when I first encountered the ultimate ability, so let's hop into that mindset. Before we move on, it would mean the world to me if you'd like and subscribe. It helps the channel and helps me see my little Oink and Marie again sooner. Thank you so much for the support, genuinely. Hopping back into my first encounter with Scarlette Witch, one thing is obvious from the visual and audio design. It's supposed to be devastating. I mean, the name is literally reality erasure. And if I've learned one thing from growing up playing games and watching anime, it's when the powerful caster starts levitating, glowing, screaming about some unholy power, and slows down to a crawl while reality distorts around them, things in the general vicinity are about to be obliterated. But that's just absolutely not what happens with Wanda's ult. Honestly, the first time I encountered the ult, I didn't hide behind a wall or something. With the amount of chaotic energy and performative flair, especially when she is so slow during the animation, I just assumed that nothing can stop that thing from one-shotting you unless you run the hell away. I mean, I know I've seen media where someone just stands behind a thin wall and avoids some kind of powerful explosion, but reality erasure? Come on. Now, obviously, the retort to this is, sure, that's how you may expect it to function given how it looks and sounds, but this is a video game that needs to be functional. If you could just one-shot through walls and stuff, the game would be unplayable. Which is a completely reasonable thing to say, if it wasn't just so underwhelming in every other conceivable way as well. Have you heard the term unblockable? If you've played other games, especially any fighting games, you've absolutely heard and probably understand that term. It really should be intuitive. If something's unblockable, it can't be blocked. Wanda's big scary reality erasure is the antithesis of unblockable. Completely blockable. And when I say blockable, I really mean blockable. It doesn't matter if your shield is at 1 HP, or you don't even use said shield up until the instant before her ult pops, so long as you and the gang sit behind your 1 HP shield for a moment while the ult fires off, everyone is completely safe. And sadly, nobody in this game seems to bother to shoot shields, so you know for a fact that Strange or Emma or whoever is having that shield for the moment they need it 100%. So it's obviously not hitting through walls, so you can just hide behind one of those, and it slows you down to a crawl, so running away is easy as hell, but it's also such a weak-ass spell it can't get through barriers. So there's no need to even bother running, so long as one of your tanks has even a point of shield ready. But that's not even the end of it, because you aren't CC immune. Yes, this ultimate that slows you down to a crawl and leaves you completely vulnerable can be CC'd. And oh boy howdy does it get CC'd. Stunned, pulled, pushed, you name it, Wanda is susceptible to it during her ult animation. It's nice that you get back some of your ult charge if you get stunned out, but God forbid you just get brushed aside, you ain't getting squat back. Honestly though, I feel like taking your ult charge is a blessing rather than a curse, because even using this thing at all is a massive risk with almost no payoff. Why do I say that? Because not only can you move behind a wall, not only can you run away, not only can you stand behind a shield, and not only can you CC it, but you can just straight up kill Wanda. Oh, big whoop, you get 100 extra HP? You're moving as slow as a duck in a wheelchair. It doesn't matter if the enemy has Parkinson's, so long as they have ever hit a shot, this is going to be an easy shot for them, assuming they haven't taken one of the other 4 viable options for completely mitigating any risk of dying to this silly ass ult. You'd think they'd try to provide any level of actual defense or formidability to such a daunting sounding ult, but no, you really just are a sitting duck. Yes, keep in mind, the version of the ult we have now is a twice over buffed version, where you were both slower before and you didn't get any extra HP. So we can definitely rule out that the devs ever for a moment thought this ult could be good. But you know what's the most embarrassing part about this entire thing? It's not that the ult doesn't hit through walls. It's not that it's so slow to start up and to move during. It's not that it can be blocked by shields, it's not that it can be CC'd, and it's not even that you just die half the time when you try to use it. The number one expectation I had for this ability upon first trying the game was that the ult would be a guaranteed one-shot. The idea that if you were able to push past all of the BS, if you could hit this almost impossible to hit ultimate, that you would be rewarded with a kill for sure. But Wanda isn't even afforded that. Currently both Groot and Monster Hulk can, without any help, survive a Wanda ult to the face. And that's not even mentioning characters who can brush off this ult like it was nothing with iframes or bonus health. This ult is a joke. Now I want to just really quickly try to relay to you how terrible this ultimate is with an apt comparison in Rivals' rival game, Overwatch. In my opinion, D.Va's ultimate is actually a pretty cool ult, and I like to think I'm pretty good at it, but if you know anything about high-level play, it's considered one of the absolute worst. That's because players who are good at the game are adept in walking around a corner, putting up a shield, etc., just like Marvel Rivals players. But while these ults are comparable in general concept, big AoE one-shot go boom, and while they are both considered terrible, they are not at all comparable in power level. D.Va is afforded the ability to lob her big explosion across the map at the same speed as her usual thruster movement ability. At the same time, D.Va can even use this ultimate as a second life, regaining her mech charge afterward, essentially Bruce Banner turning back into Hulk for any Rivals players who have never seen D.Va gameplay. Wanda not only doesn't get to throw her AoE, she absolutely doesn't get to have a second life, and most often sacrifices her own life to even attempt ulting. Your takeaway from this shouldn't be, Wanda ult is impossible to get kills with, because that's absolutely absurd. I get kills with it all the time. Nothing in Marvel Rivals is so bad that it's genuinely unusable. The game is a lot better balanced than that. But in a game where ultimates like Frozen Symphony, Kraken Impact, and God of Mischief exist, it's absolutely insane to me that Reality Erasure was ever considered a finished product in the first place. It almost feels like the button is a trap half the time, and that playing Wanda is just a waste of ult charge that could be put to better use than just charging up the enemy supports so you can blow yourself up later. I really think this ultimate could use something. Okay, thank you so much for watching the video. Please like and sub, it helps me out a lot and does help me with the fight to reunite with Oink and Marie. It means the world to me that you helped. Please comment too. Let me know your thoughts on how to fix it, or any other abilities you think were just designed or balanced with zero thought in mind. A super special thank you to James, Archduke, Wisefool, The Real Life Bob Saget, Totally a Diva, and Scott. You're all the best, really. Thank you. Okay friends, see you next time. Bye bye!